Today I'm going to talk about Mayhem in Monsterland. And no, you don't cause mayhem, you are mayhem.
RetroKork.
Mayhem in Monsterland is a 1993 Commodore 64 game by the British company Apex Computer Productions, who created Creatures. No, not the life simulator though. That one came a little later than Apex's. You play a Triceratops, a yellow Triceratops. Said Triceratops is blessed with the power of speed. Hang on, this seems somewhat familiar. A creature in an unnatural color, or assumed to be not its natural color, that is really fast, and the box art shows Mayhem. Yes, our protagonist is called Mayhem in a circular cutout. It's probably nothing. Okay, so on to the backstory. Theosaurus, again with the punny names. Theosaurus, who totally isn't a thesaurus, is an apprentice magician, and he screwed up a spell so badly that now all color and life and joy and everything has been drained from Jellyland, Pipeland, Spottyland, Cherryland and Rockland. Well, Mayhem, who probably has nothing better to do, goes and tries to restore the now devoid of color lands to their original state. For that he gathers magic dust in the levels to allow Theo to make up for his error and make Monsterland a happy place again. Mayhem has to reach 2 goals in each level. First off, in the set part, he has to defeat enough enemies that have a magic dust with them so that he can gather the required amount of magic dust. He defeats enemies Mario style by jumping on them at first, though there is a lightning power-up that allows Mayhem to charge at them. Oh, and some enemies have shells or spikes, so you need to find their soft spots first. The second goal is unlocked basically as soon as the world has returned to its happy state. There you have to gather enough stars within the stage during a time limit, so it's basically a race. After the main trouble is over of gathering the required amount of stars, you basically race against the clock, as I said. In the first and last level, if you get every star, you get a bonus on top of your score at the end of the stage. Mayhem is controlled with a joystick plugged into port 2. You jump by pressing up or pushing up, and from some platforms you can drop down by pressing the fire button and pulling down at the same time. Moving left or right is performed by moving your joystick to the left or the right. Moving left or right at maximum speed, you can charge as soon as you have the aforementioned power up by pressing fire and holding the joystick into either direction. The manual also claims that you gather momentum by keeping running into one direction, but I haven't experienced that. Pause is initiated by pressing run stop, and you can quit the game from within the pause by pressing Q. Mayhem has one feature the producers called a half-life, though it's just the fact that he can take one initial hit before he goes the way of the dinosaur. Before he ceases to be. He can regain his safeguard bonus when he finds another half-life, which doesn't look like a lambda or anything like that, but it looks like a blue heart. The graphics, they look a little bit blocky, especially when the world is sad, but gameplay-wise, it feels quite different from what one would expect from such a speedy platforming game. So even if you don't care a bit for Sega Sonic the Hedgehog games, Mayhem and Monsterland on the other hand may be for you, so give it a try. Okay, next time I'm going to discuss a shooting game, Outlaw. Well, actually I'm going to discuss multiple games called Outlaw, and one that's called Outlaws.